Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 340, Direct Smash Up. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about this week, including a partner showcase and indie direct all in one, as well as some exciting Zelda news for the upcoming Echoes of Wisdom that I am super duper excited to talk about. I am joined with Donnie and Delvin, like I am every week. How are you guys today?
Pretty good. I'm in a pretty good mood, I guess. You know, indie direct, partner direct, you know, Neopets. We're in the building.
Happy September to everybody. Hashtag Real Talk. Oh. Do we need to move the show to the evening?
No. Absolutely not.
Are you sure?
Yes. Rebecca just brings her little sleepy ass in and deals with it.
Is this question directed at me?
I'm just saying.
Listen.
No. Hang on.
I was only 5 minutes late.
Hang on. It's not just at you. I wonder if like the show would be a little bit peppier if more folks would watch.
I'm very
happy. Evening. Not always, Rebecca.
Am I not peppy?
You are now. You are today. Come on. No. Don't look at me like that. You've met you when you wake up. Like, I know for a fact that you're not sitting there being like, Donnie has this all wrong. I know for a fact that's not the case.
You
like, gee.
Funny line.
Listen, this time works for me, but I'm flexible to other options if you see fit.
All right. Well, time works for me too. I'm just throwing it out there. Like if we need
this
to,
time works for me. Absolutely.
I don't think another time works for Delvin. I think it's just.
I'll be peppier.
You could just do.
I will make sure that I
XP
greet you
mornings,
with excitement.
Delvin.
That's not a bad idea either.
I just wonder, like, if Shaq would be, I don't know, better or more Shaq if it was after work, after hours.
I feel like this is a good time because, you know, it's like the Lord's time. Like, you know, you get your Sunday morning.
I can't
go to church.
With Jesus.
It's the holy time, and I can't do it on weekdays after school. I started my first week back at school this week, Donnie. I came home and I slept until the next morning every single night.
It's all my kids are doing these days.
Badass kids. I get it.
I'll put you through it. All right. I just throwing it out there.
It was the first week back at school, and it was a lot, but it was the best first 3 days with the kids back at school that I've probably had ever, just with like how smoothly things went and nothing like absolutely chaotic happened. We had some criers. We have a couple new students coming in, couple with like some trauma that I have to unpack with them. But it was good. It was good. I'm kind of glad to be back. I like seeing all of my students. Seeing my coworkers is fine. I don't like having to like not be able to sleep in. I have to wake up quite early. Earlier than
you broke up on us.
But I do like that. Oh no!
Did you hear us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on a delay?
She sounds fine now, unless she's on a delay. Yeah, she sounds fine. I think we'll see.
I was streaming yesterday, and I told you that it was like kind of cutting. It was like buffering for people, so I don't know if there's something with my internet.
Yeah, that's just what happened. And when we spoke, the time back for you, like seemed slightly delayed for me, but it's okay.
Yeah, it fixed itself.
Okay.
It did catch up.
Well, if it keeps happening and it's bad, just let me know. I'll like try to like reset my router or something.
Okay. Hopefully we don't have to do that. Well, I'm happy to hear that you're back at school and enjoying it. It's nice to see that you get so much out of helping others and being there for folks. It's really nice. At one point in time, I wanted to be a teacher.
That'd have been a bad decision.
I know. That's why I didn't become a teacher.
I could not be a teacher, Donnie. I'm a counselor, and that's a much different job.
Sure.
In some ways harder, but in some
Helping
ways
students, I guess,
much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, when I was younger, that's what I wanted to do for a long time. So like I graduated high school. I was like, this probably isn't the best decision.
Yeah.
I think students
Rebecca,
would have liked you a lot, though.
That they definitely would have. I don't think the teachers would have. They'd have hated Donnie.
Yeah.
They would have absolutely hated Donnie.
Well, anybody want to talk about video games?
Nah, not really. I've been playing a game this week. I've been playing Star Wars Outlaw.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm playing Star Wars Outlaws, and I'm like, why is this game not on Switch?
Because you couldn't run on Switch.
I beg to differ. This game looks like something that could run on Switch. Like,
there isn't one instance of a Snowdrop developed game on Switch.
They need to like this. This is a Switch
I
ass
believe.
playing.
Maybe they made one of the older Assassin's Creeds with that. I don't know.
I feel like this is something that maybe Switch 2. But yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Maybe Switch 2, but yeah, I'm playing this. I'm like, oh, this would be cool on Switch to be playing this game. It's kind of like I'm enjoying myself. It starts off
hang on
slow.
I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. They made Mario Rabbids in the Snowdrop engine.
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah. So there are Snowdrop engine games on Switch. I think I'm seeing here South Park, The Fractured Butthole is also Snowdrop. So
yeah, two excellent games. I love.
I was thinking when I think Snowdrop, I think Avatar, and I want to say like The Division. I think is what that engine was built for. So I was thinking of like The Division.
Well, let me ask you a question because I haven't checked in a while. Does Switch still do the thing where they have like just make like the stream only games?
Yeah, they still have cloud games. Nobody buys them.
They're like, I'm trying to figure out. Are they making any new ones? Like, hey, this is for cloud now? Because I haven't heard one in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't know what they would be. I don't think they've done very well because I think it's a lot to ask people to buy a game that you can't own and that you can only stream until the servers go off at full price, no less.
Yeah,
I think if they sold those for like $10, I think some people would buy them. But the idea of I'm gonna buy Resident Evil 7 for $70 and get to stream it, and then they're gonna actually release like because they're going on Switch 2, they're gonna port those games over and you're gonna be able to run them, and then you have to buy them again because you didn't buy the game, you bought the cloud version of the game, right? Because that's how Nintendo Store works. I 100% do not expect them to just give you the game when those ports come over. Makes me think that that has not been a very successful venture. Also, Delvin, not that I'm the expert, but I have read a few reviews. Apparently, the console version of this game just does not look very good at all. But it looks much better on PC.
That's why I was playing the console version. Like, this looks like it can run on Switch.
So like, if it looks like it could run on Switch on PS5, imagine what it would actually look like on Switch.
Yeah,
it would look real bad.
Like this. And I'm not hating on the game. I'm enjoying my time with it. It's like, it's fun. It's a fun Star Wars game. I kind of, so far, in terms of the enjoyment factor, I feel like the world is like a lot more fuller than Jedi Survival. It's like, you have you have like people walking around in neighborhoods and stuff like that, doing things. You talk to people like, oh, this feels a little bit more like Star Wars. And with Jedi Survival, you feel like you're fighting in these empty spaces and seeing the same 5 stormtroopers or creatures that you fight in the Star Wars. You're like, that's cool, but like, I'm kind of enjoying my time with Outlaws a little bit more right now. So it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Very good. How's the stealth?
It's not bothering me so far.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe I need to hike it up a level and maybe like a difficulty level. I'm playing on the default difficulty level and I've gotten caught, twice, and I shot my way out of it. That was fine. I didn't like get stuck. Like, oh, I got to restart this level again now.
Okay, so that is good to know because all I've been hearing from reviewers, which I think Dev echoed, was that the game is like just super stealth heavy. And I don't know if I want to play like a 20-hour Star Wars stealth game. So
You're still talking about Outlaws?
Yeah.
Like the idea, like I want to be able to have a little bit more combat, a little bit more action in it. Than
so far, there are like spots where like it would be better if you like outsmarted the enemies and like got them going in traps as opposed to like going in straight up shootouts with them. But even in those sections, I'm like, fuck this, I'm just gonna shoot out with them, and I survived it. It wasn't like it made it a little more difficult, but it wasn't like I'm gonna have to replay this section again. So I don't know if it's maybe I'm just playing it a level they wasn't playing it at. Maybe if I hike up the difficulty, it'd be a little bit harder. But I'm playing at the default difficulty.
okay.
And I didn't find them hard at all. And like, okay, I fucked up. They saw me. Let me go kill them. And I've done it.
That's intriguing, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you still playing what was that game?
Dustborn?
Yeah, you still playing that?
Yeah. I'm playing both. I played both of them yesterday. I'm enjoying both of them a lot. Dustborn's really good.
That game finally came across my radar in a way that like wasn't you. Apparently they're getting like lots of, I guess, hate and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw that they issued some sort of statement, and that started to make like news blogs, and so I started to see it.
Is a very, how do I say it? It's a very inclusive game. Very much so.
Oh.
In a good way.
Yeah. It's just,
so the hate is from
just,
like
it's
people
it's just Twitter bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw it, and it just made me think. I was like, how is it that this game was made, apparently marketed and released, and the first time that I saw it was them being like, we hate these people that like hate our game. I'm like, wow.
And the funny thing about it is, I feel like the hate that Outlaws gets for being inclusive probably should be what Dustborn gets, because Outlaws is not that at all. It's just a Star Wars game, and people are like making it seem like, oh, they're making this statement. Like, no, it's just a Star Wars game with an interesting
I haven't
character.
seen any of that with Star Wars.
I've seen that. I've seen some.
Wow.
I'm not even going to send you the shit.
Well, I mean, I think
ridiculous.
there, to a certain extent, everything gets that if it has like a couple check boxes, right?
Yeah.
You know?
It has
Person of
a
color,
woman
a
character,
woman.
or if it has, a person of color. Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
pretty shitty.
And Outlaws has both, so people are like, oh,
Well, like, I wouldn't say like I definitely don't condone it by any means, but like, but Dustborn, based on what you told me in the screenshots I've seen, I get it. It looks like it leans into like that French perspective. That's the whole point of the game, right? So for them to get that probably makes me think mission accomplished. They're challenging perspectives is probably what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
right?
and I love it. It's great.
With Star Wars, it's like, dude, it's just a woman. Like, get over your fucking self. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not some gigantic play or gigantic statement on the world. Like, it's literally a woman.
It's pandering, Donnie.
Women exist in Star Wars. I'm not sure if you knew this, but like they actually belong there.
Some of the coolest characters are actually women.
Yeah, you're right. Pandering, fucking shills. Oh, what is the state of gaming coming to anymore? Does Fortnite get this every time they add like a woman character to the battle pass or something? Like, does that happen
because
too?
people want to fuck the women characters in Fortnite. I've seen the people. People are weird.
Jesus.
People are really weird.
Goodness. All right. Well, you're enjoying Star Wars. That's good. Big
yeah,
game.
It's great.
First big
That's
game
what
of the
I'm
year.
enjoying. Star Wars is good. I feel like this week. These couple of weeks are the games that I want to play. that I forgot they were coming out. The casting of Frank Stone is coming out. Like, okay.
Yeah, and she played a demo?
I have not yet.
Be interested to hear what you think.
And I got to play that Funko demo.
I expect you would like it. I just want to know if you think I would like it. That's all.
It comes out, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Fuck, it could be Monday. What's it, Monday?
This is why I didn't play Outlaws, because I just have too many things that are coming. I knew that if I bought Outlaws, I would play it for 5 to 8 hours, and then 7 other games would come out, and I would never play it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting.
So just wait.
I'm showing restraint. Just something that's normally not something I've done. I'm showing restraint, and I'm playing the games that I want to play first.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should just wait on Star Wars. I'm enjoying myself with it, but it's been one of those times where I haven't really been able to play much this year. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of really bringing me in. So I'm enjoying it. And like Haley said, Astros on Friday, which is a Nintendo ass game too.
I start Astro and then I get Space Marine and like, yep, it just all starts to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna.
A lot of horror games coming out this year.
I'm gonna have to juggle Astro and Space Marine. Crazy 2 games like Animal Crossing and Doom all over again.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
I'm getting Astro.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yay!
We rock with Astro. Fuck
Yes,
Dev.
we do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Dev.
Tired of
Fuck
his
Snurk.
bullshit.
Dev doesn't want to get Astro.
No, he hates
No.
it. Oh no. He doesn't even want to talk about it. He don't want to hear about
No.
it. He literally wants
What?
PlayStation to just give the franchise to Nintendo. He's like, just
He
give them
does.
Astro.
So that's why the next time
Does
we
he
do
have a reason
PSVG,
why?
No, 'cause he's a
Does he
hater.
ever have a reason for hate? He's just a hater.
Yeah.
He hates on things other people love. That's
Yes.
Dev.
God
next time we
forbid
do
they do
PSVG,
something cool and
we're gonna
interesting.
record an hour.
Anything
episode about
whimsical, like if it's not like some dad losing his daughter and then being tortured and beaten, Dev
Yeah.
isn't interested.
Astro. Or some samurai.
Yeah, some space samurai, with a laser axe. Like Dev doesn't care.
Yes, pretty much.
So I'm stoked for
Wow.
Astro. Absolutely stoked. Cannot wait to play.
It's gonna be great.
It is.
I'm excited for it too.
Mhm.
Arguably the best PS5 game.
I never beat the first one, but it didn't feel really like a game. It kind of felt like a tech demo. I think this one's going to be more of like a game.
Yes,
I love the first one too.
first was great.
Yeah.
Felt like a love letter in the PlayStation.
It is.
Which is weird,
Exactly.
because
It's
you
just
don't really get that.
nostalgia, the video game. Was perfect. I can't wait
I
to
some-
I can't wait to see
I
what they do
sometimes forget that PlayStation's been around for like a long time.
here.
because we have Nintendo for that. Nintendo's our nostalgia console. Like all the like Mario,
I'm
Zelda.
not gonna lie to you. I mean, Xbox has been around long enough to have nostalgia for too. Like all
I
three
agree.
of the platform providers that we have been around. Going
Yeah.
on like 30 years.
All 3 of them. It's crazy to think that.
Mm-hmm. As I told you on PSVG this week, I came across a thread this week, Rebecca, that said, have you even thought about yet that the Wii U is almost 2 generations ago? I was like, oh no.
Stop
Fuck.
it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And one of those generations is a long
like
generation.
that.
And it's, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. Don't like hearing
Yeah.
things so honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
The Wii U though was a very short generation in comparison to most.
sure. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm playing Mario 64. I'm playing Metal Gear Solid, which I'm having a blast with. I hope to finish that maybe today. That was the game that I pulled off the shelf. I was like, I'm going to play something until Astrobot comes out. And I settled on Metal Gear because the Metal Gear Solid 3 previews dropped and everybody was talking about how great it was. And I was like, oh, I really want to play Metal Gear. So I'm not sure if you guys remember when the collection came out the first time, it was not in such a great state at the start.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
full
remember
screen didn't work. It always ran windowed for me. The performance was all over the place, and I lost my save file 5 hours into the game. So I just put it on the shelf until I forgot all about it and wanted to play it again, which just so happened to be this week. And I've been playing Metal Gear all week, and it's perfect. I love
It's
that
better
game.
now.
I just, yeah, it is. Yeah, they fixed it. I just love that game. That game, it's incredible how well that game holds up being a PS1 game, literally in its original form. There are no crazy graphical enhancements. It's not super sharp or emulated. It is literally just, this is Metal Gear. And this is what Metal Gear looked like. Like I'm just playing PlayStation 1's Metal Gear Solid, and the game is fucking fantastic. It's so
Question.
good.
Did you get the Psychomantis yet?
That's where I saved my game last night. I'm just there.
I was going to ask, do you know how to beat him, considering that you don't have a...
I've looked this up a few times. The game has built-in things for that. Like in the pause menu, you can change like your controller slot and stuff. And then I think we talked about this when the game launched. You can do something like in the boss fight, right? You can break the columns.
Break the statues.
Yeah, that's it. And that'll get it done. Just like they have like the case and the manual. So when you try to find like Meryl's code and the codec and stuff, like you can open up the case and start doing stuff like that.
Okay, that's great then.
Yeah. So I'm having a blast with that. But I did play the Epic Mickey demo. Did you guys see that there's a demo out for Epic Mickey?
Mm-hmm. I didn't play that.
It's
you told me.
Yeah, the game is about what I expected. I'm not going to tell you it's crazy or anything. I imagine on proper consoles it looks much better, but even on Switch, totally playable. Reminds me a lot of the Spyro demo. Totally playable, very fun. The cutscenes are gorgeous, like for real. Almost so that like I think that like maybe this is a thing just on Switch, because when you get out of the cutscene, you're kind of like, oh, because the cutscenes look so good. It's just like, man. I imagine on like PS5, that's probably the experience. You come out of cutscene and into the game, you're like, wow, this is pretty incredible. But I enjoyed the demo. It was fun. And the only other thing that I want to talk about, which I've already talked about on PSVG this week, but this really was something I was saving for Nintendo Shack. So I'm going to say it again. For those of you who listen to both, I apologize. But if Iron Meat is not on your radar, it should be. Everybody needs to be playing Iron Meat.
What is
Iron Meat is this it's a Contra game. It's not Contra, but it's a Contra style game. And it comes out, I don't know the date. I want to say in like 2 weeks, maybe 3 because it's September 1st. I think it's maybe 3 weeks from now it comes out. It comes out on Switch. I've had it on my wish list ever since I saw it. But there's a demo that I played on Steam and completely convinced. The game is super fun. Incredible music. You remember the Contra game that came out? Galuga about 6-8 months ago, Rebecca? We talked about that one for a little bit. It sucks.
Yes.
I don't care what Steam reviews say. I said it sucks. It's not good. This is good, though. This is what that should have been. It's really, really good. Like I've been playing the demo over and over again. Like I honestly can't wait to play it. And I think when it comes out,
it looks gross.
Oh yeah, in the best ways. Yeah, it absolutely is gross. Yeah, it's super bloody, gory, veiny, like all that jazz. And I think when it comes out, it'll be near Zelda, so I won't even be able to play it then either. But when I can play it, I'm gonna love the shit out of this game. It's like Contra, but if it was Doom, and it has
that's
me
up your alley.
It has me so excited. It's very good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I just want to shout it out there for anybody that have no idea what it is, have never heard about it. If it's up your alley too, like go give it a look. Give it the demo try. Iron Meat. I'm liking it a lot.
All right.
You play anything?
You play anything, Rebecca? Besides Neopets?
No. I was very occupied this week with getting back into work. I feel like I need to carve out gaming time with my work schedule, so I have more time than just the weekends.
Sure.
This year's gonna be busier than normal because we're moving schools halfway through the school year, and so that's a whole big thing that I won't get into. But I don't know how people do it. I'm so tired when I get home.
Didn't you say you streamed all day yesterday?
Well, I like in
only
the
5
evening.
hours.
Yeah, so I was playing games. I was doing my Super Nintendo wheel. I played the wheel landed on Top Gear.
Nice.
It's a race game. I love Top Gear. And then it landed on Super Puyo Puyo, which was less fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was playing Splatoon.
It's like we've all been there.
The Grand Festival is coming up.
Like, the Grand Festival.
Puyo,
Tell us about
Jules say the wheel is rigged. Collusion.
Uh-oh.
They do think it's rigged because it keeps landing on games that I already love.
Sounds like that sounds rigged.
Puyo, so.
True. I did not rig it for Puyo Puyo.
Yeah, who would?
Probably should have.
Yeah, the Grand.
Probably should have moved the wheel. Like, no.
Splatoon. Next week there's a big run And then the week after is the Grand Festival, so it's getting exciting.
And then it's over.
Yep. Then you can never play Splatoon ever again.
Okay.
Until they release Splatoon .2.
I think we're fine with
Splatoon
that.
3.3.
Had a good run with
Splatoon
Yeah.
3 with one extra map, $70.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That you can only play on
that's how it'll be.
Thursdays between 1 and 3 p.m. in the morning.
Yep.
What was the map that everybody hate? Was it Moray?
Moray Towers.
Yeah. I think Splatoon 4 should just be that.
Good
Only
idea.
that, nothing else.
Splatoon 4 Moray Towers. It's like you have to have 1 million points before you get to play another map.
I like it.
People would still buy it.
I know. All right.
All right.
Are you
Why
ready
don't you get
to,
into the news?
There's
Yep.
so much. Okay, so this week Nintendo had a direct. We talked about last week. There were rumors. People were saying things were going to happen, and they were right. I mean, things that happened. How consequential any of these things are remains to be seen. But what the announcement was is that Nintendo has partner showcases, and then they have indie directs, indie worlds, and they announced that this presentation would be both smashed together, super mega indie partner direct. Yeah, I know. Lose your mind.
Did they ever do that before? Or was this the first one that they've ever combined?
I think this is the first one that they've combined. I think they've done. I want to say I think they've done like 2 on the same day, and I think they've had like, I think they've had indie worlds that like had some pretty big third party announcements that you could think is like a partner showcase, but I don't think they've ever marketed it as like it's both.
Yeah.
Before I get into the announcements, because this was my reaction so it was announced like on Monday and then came out on Tuesday, right? It was like a short turnaround.
Mhm.
When I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, so you don't have enough things to hold either one of these. So you just do them all together and have the one. Was I the only one that had like that cynical first day? I was like, oh, this is going to be bad.
You mean correct? The correct assumption.
That was my assumption. No, I don't think I've ever went into a direct with lower expectations.
Yeah.
When I saw them, they were like, it's both. I was like, oh, it's neither.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
like they was just digging in the closet. What do we got left?
Right, exactly. That's all I was like, oh, you're just digging in the couch.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's some quarters around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Ugh. So there were some announcements. Let's get into them. There's a free update to Balatro. Man, darling of the year, maybe on the indie spot, where they're
I
getting
think so.
Witcher, Vampire Survivors, Among Us, and Dave the Diver crossover content. You can buy like skins for your cards. You can change your decks to have like the backs be one of these, kind of like Solitaire. You could change all the different stuff. I've still yet to play Balatro. I feel bad. I know everybody loves it, but every time I see it, I'm just not interested. I'm like, why would I want to play this? But apparently there's a good reason because people love it.
I'm not interested either. But I feel like this is the sleeper game of the year for a lot of people. Like,
love
I feel like
this
it's like a
game.
very dark horse.
Mm-hmm. I want to try it one day. I kind of wish it was like a trial. I wish I could try it. Like, hey, here's a taste. You know, yeah. I'm not that interested.
No.
We got another trailer for Neva, the game from the Grief folks, who comes out October 15th. I mean, continues to look great. That's a day one game for me.
Boy, that October gonna be heavy.
It's the whole fall.
I might need to wait on that one with Life is Strange Double Exposure releasing around the same time.
Sure. The next game was, I'm just gonna read off a couple. They showcased Moth Cubit, Coffee Talk Tokyo, Sea of Stars, which revealed the Throes of the Watchmaker DLC, which comes out next spring. Power Wash Simulators getting Shrek DLC, and then Morsels was a game that they showed. Any of those strike any?
Josh is really looking at Morsels. I feel like I would be very into this if it did not have it. It's another one that looks like it has unnecessary grossness to it.
Yeah,
and I'm not about that.
Morsels
Which, like, if it didn't have that, I would be all in on this, but
This-
that's holding me back from
Play
it.
as a mouse and fight against evil forces of predatory cats in this grungy yet whimsical top-down action roguelike. Deep down in the dangerous upper worlds, you meet a sentient fatberg who can help with some magical cards to transform into mighty, tiny little monsters called morsels. Battle against the cat's wicked
this would be-
forces when Morsels launches this February.
This would be a Rebecca game if not for the
Oh, we
gross
lost her.
graphics. I watched, more player of it.
Yeah. It's time somebody gives it back to those cats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get Morsels. We lost you for a little bit, Rebecca, but I got most of it.
Yeah, the graphics are really beautiful, and the aesthetic, I would
Lost her
love
again.
it if it weren't for the grossness of it. Otherwise, it would be a Rebecca game.
Yeah.
What? I'm
Lost
going to go
again.
reset my router.
You got that
Okay.
Delvin ass internet today. We switched.
I'm going to reset my router. I'll be back.
Okay. Moth Cubit was a game that I was actually going to ask Rebecca if she was interested in. I
I
heard
should-
people talking about like maybe Earthbound things and things like some little RPG. I thought maybe she would like that one.
Okay.
Anything on those from you, Delvin?
Absolutely
going.
not.
Okay.
Keep going.
The next game that I wrote down, and I did write these notes live in real time. I was live tweeting and note taking during the direct, which made it more fun to watch, I think. Date Everything, the JD Vance simulator game comes
Yes.
out.
Some before they announced this game, someone pointed this game out to me like, "Hey, Delvin, don't you want to fuck a couch?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely not."
The joke that was absolutely being made there was that Peglin, which is out, was out that day,
Whoa,
right?
What
Out
kind
now.
of game is this?
Wow, don't go there. Do not. Don't. Peglin was something that, like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to play this. And then I saw the price and I was like, I can wait. It's like I wish listed it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I love Peggle. My wife and I are some Peggle fiends. And I will tell you this right now. Fuck off, EA, for not putting Peggle on Switch. What the hell are you doing? Just
I
put
agree.
Peggle on Switch. Well, we've had like some Peggle games. Like when I first saw Peglin, I was reminded of Round Guard, which was a game that came out some time ago.
I
was
remember that.
It was like Peggle. It's not as good as Peggle, but it was like Peggle. So this is like Peggle, except that it's also a roguelike RPG. So apparently as you shoot the pegs and do stuff, whatever you're doing on the map, like above the map is like this battle and things are happening because of what you're doing below. Was at least what I understood to be the case. I can't see says he's playing it, so maybe he can chime in if I've messed that up. I was excited, and then I logged in. It was like $25, and I was like, I'm not that excited.
It's 20 on Steam.
Okay, and maybe it was 20. Maybe it was. I thought it was $24.99. Maybe it was $19.99.
It's
And
a bundle with Round Guard. That's like
Oh, I
22. They got a whole bunch of bundles for it, but it's like the regular price is $20. $19.99.
So I was wanting to play, but like I got a bunch of games to play, not a lot of time, and like if it was $10 or like $14.99, I think I would have bought it.
That does seem like the right price for
But
it.
being over 20 or at 20, whatever it costs, being that high, I was like, nah, I can wait. I'll wait for a sale.
Yeah.
You know,
And this is probably going on sale soon enough.
I'm sure it will.
Not as fast as that.
We got Wobbly Life. It was out in December. We got Pico Park 2, which is out that day. We got a sizzle reel. Love a sizzle reel. In the sizzle reel, I caught Shovel Knight Deluxe, which comes out in 2025. Europa, which is out October 11th. That one is on my radar. I believe that is it Cuisinier?
I think so.
Cuisinier? It was like kind of like this cooking. I don't know how to say that. On Your Tail is out in November. Metal Slug Tactics comes out this fall, and they plug the Plucky Squire, which once again comes out in a few weeks. And then their one more thing was Pizza Tower, which people were pretty excited for. Have you ever played this game?
Yeah, I've talked about this game. I don't think I've
thought
talked
so.
on PSVG. My son loves this game. It's a fun game. It is
thought
a platformer when you're a pizza man. You're going running around. It's kind of like it's
Has
fun.
it like
It reminds me of shit. I shouldn't say that game because that game stunk. But Bubsy.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Yeah, that's pretty
It
good.
kind of plays like Bubsy, but good.
I was just going to say it has that 90s cartoon like Nickelodeon aesthetic, right? It's like very like
Yes.
Ren and Stimpy or like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everything's gooey and cheesy and
Yes.
yeah, it's
It's
definitely
really
got that
good.
thing.
It's a really good game.
Yeah, people
Highly
are excited
recommend it.
about that one. I put it on the wish list. I'll play it one day. So that was the like the indie part of the show, to which they then transitioned directly into the partner showcase, which kicked off with Tetris Forever. Tetris Forever is a collection of Tetris games, which I wanted to see if I could pull up. Here we go. Step into a virtual Tetris museum and celebrate the 40th anniversary of a video game legend. Tetris Forever brings classic titles from the franchise's long and distinguished history, including the original 1988 Famicom version of Tetris, Tetris 2, Tetris Battle Gaiden, and more. But that's not all. There's also a brand new Tetris experience called Tetris Time Warp, where you'll jump between gameplay styles from across the series. The collection also features an all-new documentary video, digital artifacts, and an interactive timeline. Tetris Forever is coming to Switch in 2024, plus the NES version of Tetris is coming to Nintendo Switch Online later this winter.
I kind of want to watch the documentary.
I bet you did. Yeah, this is the Atari. This is the Atari 50 people doing their Atari thing on Tetris. I thought this one would get you.
Yeah, I kind of dig it. I like Tetris. I'm not a crazy Tetris fan. You know, my first Tetris game was the Game Boy one. I may have told the story on it. My dad got so addicted to that game, he beat Tetris. Like he literally like played the shit all day long until like the game reset. Like, but yeah, so I have a lot of fond memories of Tetris and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely want to look at the documentary. And I'll try it. Yeah, I'm down to get it. Looks cool.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the documentary. If it's anything like the Atari, the documentary should just go on YouTube too. So you shouldn't feel the need to buy the game just to watch the documentary.
Yeah.
I am probably going to buy this game anyway, and I'm hoping. When was it coming out? Just this fall? I just read it.
I think it's this fall.
I remember. Yeah, I'm hoping that like I can pick this up on sale on Black Friday. You know, if I want this at like it's the same thing with the Atari 50. It's really no change.
Yeah.
My threshold for something like this is like $20-$25.
The Atari
I'm not spending
50
$40, $60, $70 on something like this.
The Atari 50 collection went on sale pretty fast.
Yeah, it did.
I want to say like a month after it came out. So yeah, I can see that.
That's how I picked it up anyway. But yeah, the Time Warp thing looked really cool. I don't know if I understood what was going on, but there were multiple tables of Tetris on the screen. So it looked like a multiplayer or a co-op thing. And then the board that you were playing on was swapping with different styles of Tetris games in real time, which was kind of awesome. That is pretty fucking dope. So I definitely want to try that. Welcome back, Rebecca.
Hi, I reset my router, so fingers
Here's
crossed.
hoping. Yeah. I wanted to ask you if you saw Moth Qubit and if you were interested in that at all. I heard people talking Earthbound things and stuff with that one.
I actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not watch the direct because it happened while I was at work on my first couple days. I know I didn't watch it. I didn't go back and watch it either. I was just kind of looking at.
You didn't.
I was just looking at like what was posted online afterwards. And this one did not really come up, but I just Googled it now, and it looks really interesting. Maybe I should watch the trailer for it.
I thought maybe that one would be up your alley. And just to catch you up, we just talked about Tetris Forever, which is one of the bigger games from the partner showcase. Is a collection of Tetris games that also features a documentary about Tetris, all wrapped up. It's like Atari 50, but Tetris.
That's cool. I'm not a Tetris person, but I love seeing things like that.
Same. Honestly, the star of the day for me, pretty clearly, was Star Overdrive, which is a 2025 game and a timed exclusive. This is a cartoony skating around the earth sort of action game. It looked great and great showing, but with it being 2025, my immediate thought, I imagine most people's immediate thought is like, is this a Switch 2 game?
Yes.
Who knows? I mean, it's actively being developed for Switch. It was announced for Switch. I'm assuming it'll come to Switch, but like I'm wondering if does it get delayed? Does it show up whenever Switch 2 goes? Because
I would say most things that are coming out, like at least in the second half of 2025, will be either Switch 2 or dual released.
yeah, I would imagine so.
I can't imagine it would be much different for these developers to make games for the Switch 2. It'll probably be similar infrastructure.
The game looked really, really cool.
It did.
It just had that look, and you would imagine if they even delayed it for the second system, that the second system with more power could show that game off in a maybe a bigger way. But it says Star Overdrive: solve puzzles, fight formidable enemies, and wield powers of the Keytar in this intergalactic adventure. Star Overdrive puts you in control of the hypersonic hoverboard on a distant alien planet as you explore alien biomes in a 3D open world third-person action adventure.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to
So-
save the world with a Keytar? Goddamn right.
Goat Sim 3, which we knew about, was out today digitally. You could buy it right then and there if you wanted to play it, but the physical comes out in November.
Can I say something?
No.
Absolutely not.
I thought this was out already. I
It's
feel
been
like
shown
they've
a
been
few
talking about
times.
it for a long time.
They
for
have.
what it is.
They have, true. Legends of Heroes Trails in the Sky comes out 2025. I don't know anything about the Legends of Heroes series, but that trailer looked great. I am not going to lie. I was like, they get me every now and again. These RPGs, they get me. It looked really good
I feel like there's a new Legends of Heroes game that comes out every year.
week.
Here we go. Here's another one. Like, yeah, how you keep making these games? What is going on when you make them so fast?
Yeah.
But yeah, people like them.
I thought that one looked pretty good. Let's see here. Stalker Legends of the Zone trilogy is out now. Or wait a minute, is that now or November? I think November.
Ah.
Where is that? Yeah, this November. So you can play Stalker trilogy on Switch 2, which is amazing that game has come to everything. Worms Armageddon, which leaked ahead of time on September 26th. That's a really good one. There's a Patrick Star game coming out October 4th.
I think that'll be popular.
Let me read you this one. Patrick Star takes the lead in his very own game, an open world playground that puts all of Bikini Bottom at your disposal. The Patrick Star game lets you hunt for buried treasure, release rage in Mr. Puff's rage room, and get pulled into quests and challenges by Sandy Cheeks, Mr. Krabs, and SpongeBob himself. Game
Hi,
comes out
SpongeBob.
October 4th. Pre-orders start today.
Long
I
as they
have
nail the
never-
funniness.
Yeah, I've never played any SpongeBob games. I think I did as a kid over at my friend's house. Like this looks like something that I would have loved as a kid. Like maybe I'll play this if it's on sale.
They're
ever.
fun platformers.
Yeah.
They're not hard. They're just fun platformers that you can kind of just kill time with. I like them.
The trailer looked a lot better than the majority of like the licensed Star SpongeBob games weekend. This
Yeah.
looks better than those.
Looks
Yeah.
like they
If
put
that
a little
helps
bit more
anybody
effort
at
in it.
all. Yeah,
It does. Looks a little bit more like the cartoon show, which I'm like, oh, that's
a little more
pretty cool.
production. Yeah. Fitness Boxing 3 comes out in December. The Capcom Fighting Collection 2 comes out in 2025, featuring Capcom versus SNK, SNK 2, Project Justice, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Plasma Sword, but maybe most importantly, Power Stone and Power Stone 2, which are beloved Dreamcast games.
Yeah, this is the Capcom B tier.
Yeah. And people love
I like
Power
it though.
Stone.
They're great games, but these are the ones like, all right.
And
here's
Power
some
Stone
more.
hasn't been out in forever.
Oh yeah, Power Stone's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Super fun.
There was another plug for Marvel vs. Capcom collection. Atelier Yumiya. Garrett Bland, get hyped. I'm going to buy this game.
Yeah.
You know why? Jiggle physics for days. They started the trailer with the jiggle. I was like,
Oh
whoa,
my god.
That's a good point.
forgive me. I did not know your game. Apparently,
Good point.
I should have always enjoyed the Atelier Rising games.
There you go. Good point.
Garrett's gonna be like, I told you so.
We had some fun Discord about that. I want to say it was Nick, but maybe I've got the names mixed up. But he was like, yeah, once they started leaning into the jiggle, these games are selling a lot better. And I was like, fucking count me as
Yeah.
among them.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Like
The game's
$59.99.
Rebecca, the trailer started like it zoomed. It was from chest out. Like that is how they were like, this is the game.
That's what
Yeah.
they're using to sell it. Oh my
They
And she
started with
ran.
titties.
Yeah,
Yep,
they
I
showed
did.
it, zoomed out, and then she ran towards the camera for like 8 seconds. That's how the trailer started.
Is
I
it
was
like an anime style kind of thing?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
not
it's
into
anime
that.
style.
They know their audience.
Me, audience.
Okay.
Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters are out March 6th.
People that's
Dragon
for a
Quest
while.
HD 2D out November 14th. Pre-orders have now opened. So, anything to say about any of those that we haven't covered so far? Okay.
They're making a Fitness Boxing 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think those games like low-key sell pretty well.
They
They
do.
do.
They
Yeah.
do.
I have one.
Do you? Why?
I have the Fist of the North Star one.
Wow. Is it good?
I haven't played it yet, but I love Fist of the North Star. I literally I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna use this to exercise. Like, no, I have not. It's still in the box.
Yes,
Hasn't been
Kyle.
open.
You're right. Castlevania The Dominus Collection was announced. The Dominus Collection includes ports of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia, which are all the DS Castlevania games. There also includes Haunted Castle, which is an arcade game that came out before Castlevania. It's like the first Castlevania game. But then there's also like a remaster of that called Haunted Castle Revisited. Has new visuals and stuff. It's been balanced a bit. Which means that every Castlevania game except for Symphony of the Night
Except for
is
the best
available on Switch.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
one. Why are these not on Nintendo Switch Online? I don't want to buy them separately. Stick them on Switch Online.
Because people buy them separately. I'm gonna buy it.
That is
For
the
sure.
reason I'm buying it. I haven't
I
played any of these
wishlisted it.
games,
Yep, I wishlisted it.
so I'm buying it.
I didn't buy it immediately because I can wait on a sale because I have all these on my 3DS too, except for Haunted Castle. I did write in a note here. Rondo of Blood apparently is not on Switch, but we did get Dracula X, which is I believe like a reimagining of that game in the first
Yes.
place. So it kind of is.
What if they
But
do
I-
Symphony of the Night remake?
Yeah, I was
Remake.
going to say, maybe they're planning something big for Symphony of the Night if that's the only one.
That was the point I was trying to make. Yeah, every
That'd be
game is here
cool.
except for that one. So like, are they going to do something with that? Are they going to put it on NSO? Like, there's got to be something that they're building to with all this.
They're not going to put it on NSO. This is like, if they didn't put any of the others, like this, I feel like is the most beloved Castlevania game. Like they got to be planning
Yep.
something for it.
I mean, G-Man does make a point. The NSO doesn't have DS games.
Well, yeah, but they don't like. I don't even think they have Super Castlevania 4 on the SNES. NSO.
I thought they did.
No,
Huh?
they don't. Somebody fact check me. I don't think they do.
Wow,
Fact check
I'll
if you-
I'll take your word for it because I only play Castlevania games like in October around Halloween.
Yes.
Like that's when I'll take
That's
out
the
a
only time you're
Castlevania
allowed
game.
to kill Dracula.
Yeah, and then I'll play for a few weeks and then I stop playing. But yeah, that was a big announcement. That was like a cool big announcement you could do. And it was out that day, so super fun.
Okay, XPS fact check me that Bloodlines is on NSO. I don't even know what that is, but
Mm,
Super Castlevania is not.
Bloodlines.
So
I could have swore it was. I'll take
I
your
don't
word
think
for it.
so.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think it's
I might be thinking of the SNES Mini.
You are.
Okay. Civ, because that's my favorite one. That's the one I usually play. That's why it's on
that's
my
my
yeah.
favorite.
That's the good one, yeah. Civ 7 was announced, or not announced, was again talked about. Tales of Grace's F remastered.
no.
The game looked good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that series, but it looked good. It comes out January 17th. The Sims game, My Sims Cozy Bundle, comes out November 19th. It has My
Hell yeah.
Sims and My Sims Kingdom, both games
Day one.
included in a double pack. Are you?
Day one.
I need you to tell me what you think about it, and I may buy it for Melissa.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why I'm buying it. I wish that it was a new game and not
I wish it was
remakes.
just a legit Sims game and not like a me Sims game.
I know.
You just put
Yeah.
Sims 3 or just put Sims on the damn console.
Might as
Yeah.
well.
You know, I understand. Like, I don't understand because to me, I would bundle it all together and just sell it as a game. But there's a case to be made about Sims 4 because Sims 4 is free to play, has a shit ton of microtransactions. right?
I
So
feel like it's too large at this. Like, it would take a long time to bring everything over to a console. That game has mountains of content at this point.
which is
And I
why I
feel
was
like,
thinking Sims 3. Just go back then.
yeah, that would be, I think, more realistic. I also feel like a lot of the appeal of Sims 4 is like the mods. Like, a lot of people use mods, and like,
Yeah.
You might not be interested in playing it on a console.
But
Yeah.
you get your Sims fix this November. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, and then we got a sizzle reel where the Epic Mickey Rebrush demo was in. Tales of the Shire this holiday. That game looks awful. Just Dance 2025, apparently that's still happening. Funko Fusion, which is out in a couple weeks, but remember, not on Switch. Comes out this holiday on Switch. It's delayed on Switch. So I did play that demo and enjoyed it quite a bit. And then Lego Horizons was in the sizzle reel, which just said holiday, which is interesting because this is yet to be announced or confirmed by Sony or Nintendo. But there's been marketing materials that have leaked that this game is apparently due November 14th. And for whatever reason, they've yet to announce the release date still. So, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and then the one more thing, Yakuza Kiwami comes to Switch October 24th, the first Yakuza game on the system.
That's great. The Yakuza games are awesome. So for
I know a lot
those
of
who
people
haven't
like-
played them yet, they've been out for like close to 30 years.
They've been out and been everywhere and like
Everywhere. Literally, they've been out for like since like PS2 era. Like, play it. I highly recommend them. They're great.
There were like some old quotes that were drum up by the Yakuza creator who said that like they wouldn't bring their game to Switch because they didn't think it was a good fit because it was like, I don't know, mature or zany or whatever. And then I think it just like, and that was in like 2021, and here they are for the port of the game.
Money changes things.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, huh? How much you'll pay us? Oh, well, bring it on. We'll give you whatever you want.
And I'm hard to say that that's like a big game, but like for the Switch, especially in its current position, its life cycle, like people will buy that. People are going to buy that game.
It's a big deal because they for a long time you can only play Yakuza games on like PlayStation and PC maybe,
Sure.
and now they're going everywhere. Now they're on the Xbox. Now they're on Nintendo Switch. So that's great, awesome. Great games, great game series. Very underrated game series in my opinion.
So that was our smash up of directs, the two directs put together. It was not a great direct. Like, it was okay at best, marginal at best.
Needed more
But
pets.
that seemed to be, I mean, like I said, I went into it expecting very, very low things. We got very, very low things. But the takeaway afterwards was there seemed to be a jolt in the arm of people looking for the Switch 2. There's a lot of talk about like now Nintendo can just move forward and announce the new system.
That's why I don't feel like upset that this didn't really have a lot. Like, I don't really feel like you said, you didn't expect it to. I don't feel like burnt or anything that there wasn't a whole lot. Like, I feel like this just expected, and like it's time. Like, just get out those last couple things out of the way. It's time.
So do you feel like they are getting this out of the way and maybe, prepping the launch pad there for the next thing?
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
So where are you thinking now? When do you think they'll do this?
I still think it'll be the earliest it'll be is December. I think January is looking more likely.
That is, you hold true to this. After watching that, I just had like the hunch. I was like, they're gonna do this before Halloween.
You think?
I don't know. Yeah, like, and I keep seeing things that like on Reddit, there are people like they've ordered parts from this manufacturer, they ordered parts from this, and it seems like they're prepping. And we saw the PS5 Pro just leak ahead of its announcement. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't shake the feeling that like I feel like this is maybe going to happen soon. Because like once they get past Zelda, like they're not going to care to announce this thing on top of Mario Party or anything. Like those games are going to sell whatever they're going to sell.
Do you think that it could be like the Switch, the Switch One's reveal, where they show kind of like the teaser introductory trailer for it? I think that was in like October, and then they do like the full reveal for it in January.
I think that could be very.
I could see that. I could see that.
I feel like we're not going to go that much longer. Like, and I'm not saying you're wrong because you've been pretty steadfast in this, and then multiple times throughout this, I've agreed with you But I feel like waiting from now until January to see this thing is way too long.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start hyping this engine soon. But we'll see. We'll see.
I'd be good with that. I hope they do. I want to see it.
Any thoughts, Delvin, before we move on?
No, I kind of agree with Rebecca. I think it's going to come out. But at this point, I'm just ready to hear the announcement. Like it's going to come when it comes. At this point, like we're feel like we're getting closer and closer to it. I'm excited for it. I just want to know what this. I kind of just want to know what it looks like at this point. Show us what it looks like. Give us an idea of the dock. If there's going to be a dock, is it going to be slick? Is it going to be smooth? I think we're going to be using the same similar Joy-Cons. I just want to get the feel of it. The price would be good.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive. We got a new Echoes of Wisdom trailer that dropped, which demonstrated a bunch of stuff, specifically how Zelda can enter the Terrors with Tri and enter what is called the Still World, the Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
The Still World is where everything that the rifts in the world are swallowing exists in the Still World, and they like just float around, like just in space. You'll see like people,
it looks
and cows, and
so
trees.
Cool.
It really does.
It looks so cool.
In the Still World, you'll find like platforming challenges that will like you'll have to demonstrate how to use your echoes to complete, as well as dungeons, traditional dungeons.
Wait, before we get to the dungeons, I love how in the Still World, like some of the chunks of land are like on their side or upside down, and there it might be upside down. There's like a tree coming out, and like you can like jump on the side of the tree to get up, or there will be enemies like sand enemies on the wall because like to them that's the ground. It just looks so cool. I'm so psyched about that. I'm not like so into the platforming aspect of it.
It's very Mario.
Yeah. It also kind of reminded me a little bit of Captain Toad. Which pains me to say. But I feel like
why? I love that game.
It was a fine game. It was fine.
Oh no.
It also reminds me of the depths, like just how like eerie it is. Like
we had I was this Kyle or Kaiju. I think Kaiju was talking about Twilight. He was like, "Is this like the Twilight realm?"
Yeah.
It was funny. The ethereal dimension thing literally just snapped me right into Astral Chain, because Astral Chain has a whole other dimension where you go in there and there are objects floating around that you jump around and jump on. So I was thinking that like in a 2D space, and then you start seeing, especially like the side scrolling parts, and I was like, "Oh, this is just like very Mario." And you see the Captain. I was like, "There's a lot of like." There's like some shared Mario DNA here, which I thought was pretty cool. Especially when you start seeing you see platforming gimmicks that we've seen in Mario games, like with the light and the shadows and jumping. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I was very interested. And then they showed traditional dungeons with traditional boss battles.
Let's go.
Figure out different ways to fight the boss. There was also a highlight for Zelda's sword fighter form, where when Zelda finds a sword, she can enter her sword fighting form, and you have a limited time window where you can actually just go around and hack and slash at folks. You only can hold this form for as much time as you have in your energy gauge, and then you lose the form and you have to wait for it to refill.
I saw a lot of people were mad about that. They're like, "Oh yes, they're adding a sword. We can use traditional sword." And then they're like, "No, it's so limited. Like, what's even the point?" But like, I feel like it has to be limited, or else you're never going to use the other things.
Exactly, you'll just stop doing everything else.
But I feel like it's also a chance to to use it strategically. Like, I feel like I'm going to save it and use it, for boss battles and things like that, where like I might get panicked and like overwhelmed really fast. Save it for those kind of situations. And it looks like you're going to be able to upgrade it. Like it says level 1 next to it in the trailer. There's probably those little, not badges. What are they? You can go and upgrade your things. You'll probably be able to upgrade it so that it lasts longer. And probably you can probably get it to be pretty good.
I want to have like 3 or 4 or 5 echoes fighting, and then hit my sword one, and just have 6 of us just stomping the shit out of somebody.
You'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then it says the energy you can collect in the Still World, and it looks like it's going to be pretty plentiful in the Still World.
I'm interested in the Still World, like is that kind of from the snippets that we saw in the trailer, we saw like a little Captain Toad thing, we saw the platform, we saw the dungeon. So is it like kind of like shrines? Like there'll just be bits and pieces of this still world that you can enter like throughout the map, and like some of them will be challenges, some of them will be that, and then some of them are like grander adventures.
Maybe.
Or
would
will
think
it be an actual world that you can go and just walk around like an underworld? You just spend all your time down there as much as you want. Or is it like you enter this rift, do its thing, and pop out, find another
I think it's
rift?
like that.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah, pretty cool. We also saw Dompe, and instead of the Gravedigger, he's an engineer here, and he can create automatons, which you
He's
can
moving
use
up.
in battles. You can deploy like little robots and stuff to help you fight. They showcased a bunch of characters. It was like a little sizzle reel. We saw Lionels in the world, if you didn't spot those. And then there was also what I believe to be, and I've seen this debated, Dark Link. Saw people thinking it was actually Link.
I don't know if it's it was a very short tease at the end, and I think it was meant to be vague. Whether it's Link's body just being corrupted to fight against us, or like I think it might just be like a clone of him, like an echo. Like maybe
That's what I was
Ganon has
thinking.
a similar wand that we have, and maybe he made like a clone of Link or something.
And I wonder if you could echo him. I think at some point you'll be able to echo Link and fight with Link.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
I've been thinking that since the first time we saw it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. I'm stoked. I really am. I'm stoked. Their marketing has done a really good job for me, because I've gone from the initial showing, it's like, oh, that's cool. We're getting a Link's Awakening like portable Zelda game. Like, am I through the roof excited about it? No. Am I going to buy it? Of course I am, because I'm a giant Zelda fan. To the point now, it's like, I'm going to drop everything I am, and I'm going to play this game, and nothing will exist until I beat it. Like I'm right there. I'm all the way back because of these trailers. Like, I wasn't expecting this game to be as developed and full as it seems to be, and that's really taken me by surprise.
Yeah, that is cool. Seems like it's a lot more to this game than we first kind of
There's
realized.
so much. It's so much bigger. It has so much Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom DNA.
It
There's
does.
So much
It also
there.
has Ocarina of Time DNA too. Like
sure.
I feel like this is such an
For sure.
amalgamation of lots of different Zelda games. The one thing, and I posted this on Twitter because I was curious what people thought. They show the D-pad during the gameplay, and for the first two trailers, the only thing that they showed on the D-pad was the Tri-Wand. Is that what it's called, the Tri-Rod? Because that's all we knew. Now in this one, they're showing one of the other buttons is the sword fighter form, and the other one is the automaton form. So we have 3 of the D-pad buttons mapped, but we don't have the bottom one mapped. What do we think could be on that button that they haven't shown us?
I wonder if that is that like a shortcut for inventory, or are those like there are 4 abilities and you unlock and that's it?
It seems like it's abilities, because there's nothing mapped to it right now that they've shown us. I feel like there would be an icon if it were inventory.
I don't know. I mean, literally, it could be anything, to pull a run from Ryan.
I saw some interesting answers when I asked people. People were saying amiibo.
Yeah? I was gonna say a hook shot.
Maybe musical instrument.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be. A bow, like a bow of light that maybe you get later in the game.
Oh yeah, no, that would probably be my answer.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get her bow. We cannot go this whole game and not being able to kick ass with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
But that shouldn't be, and I would be upset if that was like somewhat limited. Like, you should just get her bow and just be able to kick ass with the bow, because it's her bow.
Yeah, I feel like that is very like iconic of.
Yeah, and I would imagine it's the last thing you get, because otherwise you would just go around shooting everybody.
Yeah.
We
Like maybe
should just
for
get the bow.
Ganon's castle or something.
Yeah.
Other people suggested a photo mode, like a hint, talk to try hint system.
Yeah.
There's some good ideas. The whistle for your horse, but we saw that they have the carrots that you can call your horse, so probably not that. People came up with lots of good stuff.
Cool.
So,
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, quickly. So EMEA released. Metacritic is at 77. If anyone wanted to jump on that. Pauline is a playable character in Mario Party Jamboree. This whole trailer.
Woo!
There's 22 playable characters in Mario Party Jamboree, the most for the franchise to this point. Clock Tower Rewind comes out on Halloween. There's a demo at Tokyo Game Show, and I think at PAX too. Nintendo could no longer repair new 3DS models in Japan because they've run out of parts. And then Nintendo showed off a new Zelda timeline and Nintendo Live Sydney. Notable in this timeline is how they completely separated Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom from the entire timeline Hyrule Historia thing that they've done before. So they were just like off to the side. So either a reboot of another universe or a split or whatever, but don't even try to put them into the others because they're not.
Good.
Cool.
I hate trying to stick them in there somewhere where they don't necessarily belong, and people, because I feel like that. Come on, the timeline was made to appease fans who wanted a timeline, and so they're like, oh, let's see what pieces fit together.
Yeah,
here.
I think they did that to like fill in some marketing during downtime to like make some products that could sell. They're like, yeah, we can do this, and we can make a book. We can we can sell
and
some
now
shit like
that
this.
there's more games that have like,
they're like, we're not doing that anymore.
It doesn't seem to fit as nicely.
Because when Breath of the Wild came out, didn't they try to put it at the front of the time, like all the way, like it's the first one ever?
But it can't be the first one ever because Skyward Sword exists.
So and I think that's why they've done that. So, yeah, that's it. That's the news. Very excited for Clock Tower.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Yep.
I'm excited for Mario Party Jamboree. The name is stupid. I hate the name, but I feel like this is going to be the best Mario Party on the Switch.
Even over the collection. That one's really
It already
good.
seems like it has way more content than Superstars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting it. I'm very excited. I don't know how much my family is or isn't going to play.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I play with my friends. Are we ready for questions?
Let's do it.
Let's rock.
All right. TJ writes in saying, hey, Shaq, long time since I wrote in. We just had our first baby boy back in May. Congratulations, TJ.
Congratulations.
Just now beginning to catch up on the podcast. Here's my question. In the past few months, I've been playing a lot of retro games on my Analog Pocket. Do you think Nintendo should release a classic system that can run new physical media, or has NSO or emulation ended that dream? He says, I would love for a Game Boy or GBA with new games to collect, and I think Nintendo could make a killing doing retro style systems like this.
That sounds right up Delvin's alley.
Yeah.
I think the Analog Pocket already fulfills that dream for you, TJ.
Delvin's you've talked about this before. You were like the first person. You're like, I want these folks to just remake the old game, not like remake, like reproduce the old games.
Yeah, I think we're in a perfect time now for people to make modern NES, Super Nintendo games because people are making the console, so Nintendo doesn't have to do it. Like people are making the console and people are already making the
It's
games.
a really good point. I think they could get away with this without actually making consoles. They could just like Sega could just start making Genesis games again.
Yeah.
And sell them. And or Saturn, like the Saturn stuff. Like in the retro market, a lot of this stuff has gotten really expensive. And the disc-based stuff really doesn't need to be because that's actually pretty cheap to manufacture. Cartridge is a little bit different. You got to find a manufacturer to do the mold and all that. And I know they've got it, but like that's a little bit more expensive, just a little bit more expensive. But discs, Nintendo could start printing GameCube discs in a heartbeat. Like that. That's actually fairly easy to do. And they could sell them.
I wouldn't want that.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I would just, I don't know.
It's original.
Yeah.
It's not a reproduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not a fake
Yeah,
if it's OEM. Like it's original. I get what you're saying though, because it's not old, but there's a part of me that hates anytime I see like a TikTok about retro game collection and I see somebody talking about how excited they are that they got some PS2 game that cost them $700. Like in no world should that ever cost you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, the only way I see of like maybe cost correcting that market is for somebody to start producing some stuff.
It'll never be like, I feel like it would, but it wouldn't, because people will still prefer the originals if they're collectors.
To an extent, yeah, they would, but if you can't afford the original, people will just buy.
People who aren't collectors and just want to play it will just emulate it or find a modern way to play it. They're not going to try to buy a physical.
How much does like a GameCube copy of Wind Waker cost, or like a Pokemon game?
Pokemon's way more. Pokemon is going to be.
What's Pokemon Gold these days?
In box or loose?
Loose, just cartridge. $100.
Pokemon Gold loose. 80 bucks.
So if Nintendo did, here are Game Boy cartridges. We call it Nintendo Classics, and it's $29.99. I think some people, and it has like a box and maybe a manual. I think maybe some people actually might be pretty excited.
Yeah, they could probably go $59.99.
That would be cool.
Now,
if they put it in a box, that would be awesome, because I like the boxes.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you, TJ. I do think digital storefronts and NSO, obviously, I think have ruined this dream. And it's not that they couldn't come back. I just don't think there's enough of a market for it to come back. There are people that would buy it. There's just not enough of them, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
You're getting into like the limited run games territory where they can only sell, like 1,000 copies of a game. And I know Pokemon would do more than that, but like not a lot more. Like not millions, I don't think. Maybe Pokemon. Maybe Pokemon.
Like I said, there's so many companies that are making their own Nintendo games, SNES games. Indie companies are just making their own cartridges and they're putting them out. So if you have one of these systems,
coming back better than ever. Super Nintendo, right?
So if you have one of these systems, just go buy those, support those.
Yeah,
you still can play games on cartridges now, and that's pretty cool. I think it's really cool that you can still have that option. It's not a wide amount.
The price of manufacturing, I know why, or at least I feel like I know why Nintendo stopped the classic console route, but like they shouldn't have. Like I still think there's a lot of meat on that bone. I kind of love the idea of Nintendo having like a classics line of hardware available like all the time. They just sit like on shelves at Targets and Walmarts or wherever, like anywhere their toys are sold. Like I feel like the idea of having like an N64 mini, a GameCube mini, a Super Nintendo mini, like just have them there. Just have them on shelves all the time with, 30 games on it, like just emulated like game. It's cheap overhead, but it's a cheap way of bringing people into video games and into your brand that could then get them into Switch or into apps or like it's a cheap way of getting them into something. I say cheap in quotation. It's not $500 console, right? How much did we pay for Super Nintendo minis? Like $100?
I think it was 100.
Yeah. Like just do that. Like they should have like a GameCube mini and a Super Nintendo mini and a N64 mini and a GBA, or like just little things like that.
We thought they were going to do it.
And I feel like the reason they did was because the shape of the company was in such a bad place at the time that they needed to do something to make up ground. And then once they caught back up, they're like, we're done with that.
I think also getting third-party support would be hard. And I feel like things like the N64 really rely on that.
Yeah, I mean, they just got GoldenEye.
True.
I think they could put together a pretty decent little collection. But yeah, I mean, we do have the Analog Pocket, and there are other. I think you guys are more into this than I am, but there are other systems that let you use original cartridges, right?
I think so.
And even if there aren't, because I don't use those, but I do have, like I bought Jack a GBA off of Etsy that has like a screen replacement and a battery and like there are people modding original hardware to make it modern standard,
painted and nice.
Yeah.
I've been saying for the longest time that Sega should come out with a Sega Dreamcast Mini.
They absolutely should. I'd buy one in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's something they could probably capitalize on big time. Sega Dreamcast Mini that has a bunch of the classic. You could do a whole thing they've been doing before. Put Genesis games on there. Put some 20, 30 Dreamcast games on there, and I would charge $99.99 for it.
This reminds me, I was saving this for PSVG. Did you guys see that EmuDeck is making a console?
What?
Yeah.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
It's a PC. So EmuDeck, you said Dreamcast, and that's the reason I brought it up. It looks like a Dreamcast. EmuDeck, the people that make EmuDeck is making a PC that you can buy. And that's expensive. It's going to be like $1,000.
Mhm.
You can buy the PC. It looks like a Dreamcast. It has 4 ports. It looks like a Dreamcast. You can plug it to your television. It runs Bazite, which is a Linux-based Steam OS. It's going to run Steam. It's going to be like your Steam Deck. You plug it into your TV and you open it up and you move around like your Steam Deck. Except that it comes built EmuDeck out of the box. So they've done all the ROMs and everything for you. So you just plug in your SD card and you play all of your retro games. And you can play PC games. And they have they're calling them docks. They're having accessories that you can buy too, to where you can plug it into your console, like it sits on top of it, like it docks in, that will boost your games. So you can play real PC. You play Witcher at 80 frames a second and stuff.
I think that's great.
It's a
this is
really
just a
cool
Dreamcast.
idea. It's expensive, but it's a really cool idea. And I think if one of the publishers can get on that idea, like a platform, but if Steam can do that, oh boy, watch out. Because I think there's meat on that idea. There's room to grow there.
I'm surprised there isn't an easier way to do that with the Steam Deck, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one thing that's missing.
I had a Steam machine. Not sure if you remember those at all. But years ago, Steam tried to do this.
Yeah.
What they did with the Steam
remember.
Deck with Steam machines. I bought one. And it does seem like now with the Steam Deck and where they are, now's the time to do it.
That was
again.
a little early for its time, I think.
It was, yeah. It was a little ahead of its time. And the OS and everything wasn't there yet. But now it is. And it's pretty cool to see somebody at least see if the idea is worth. I'm not going to get it, but
Not for $1,000.
not for $1,000.
No, it's
right?
not 1,000. It's like 300.
Well, that's there's a very, very low level. I think it's $400 or $500. And then the decent level machine is $799. And then if you want the dock, it's $1,000. And it kind of goes up from there.
I didn't see that price.
The one that I would want would be it'd be $1,000. But pretty cool.
The lowest one is 331.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
that
buy
one
for
and that one just does emulation. It doesn't have any power to run any other games besides ROMs.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for that. Yeah. Huh.
You could just plug your Ally and do the same thing.
Yeah, I literally do that all the time.
Yeah, that's a lot for that.
Yeah.
I would want the full blown, give me my whole power and everything and all in one. Now we're talking.
Yep. Are we ready? Next question.
Yep.
Drew asked, piggybacking off of last week's question, if each of you could make a new game with any IP and any style, what game would you make? Oh.
Dream Games.
Nintendo based?
It says any new game, any IP,
Any game.
any style. Doesn't have to be a Nintendo.
I'll give you a Nintendo one. I want a Pokemon game that has action-oriented combat and not turn-based combat.
Okay.
I want the same game. I want to run around the world and everything. And then when it comes time to fight, I want to fight. I want to be in charge of actually fighting. I want to be able to do magic moves. I want to be able to punch and kick and tackle, whatever. Whatever my Pokemon can do, I want to be in charge of doing it. I want to be able to dodge and all that.
Have you played Pokken Tournament?
Well, I've played, yeah, and that's just Tekken. That's a fight. I want the whole Pokemon journey.
Okay.
He wants to be the very best.
I see.
No one ever saw.
I would like a Pokemon game also, but I would like Pokemon Crossing. I guess it would be an Animal Crossing game with Pokemon villagers and types of Pokemon world building.
I love it.
Okay. I like it.
I've always wanted an Animal Crossing golf game.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I want? I want Star Fox.
Period.
Just the
Well,
game.
period. Yeah. Star Fox. Please bring back Star Fox. But to get more in depth with it, make it like Mass Effect.
Yes.
Star Fox game like Mass Effect.
Dude, I
When
was
you
just
go in-
saying this.
But when you go in the sky, you have the flight combat of like a Starfield or something like that.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I hear you.
So like a fully
What are you trying to
Production-
do character-wise with Star Fox characters like Mass Effect?
trying to fuck Slippy.
Right? I hate this idea. Like, this idea sounds awful. From the get-go, I'm like, oh, goodness. No.
Delvin, I see the vision, and I was
Yes.
literally just saying this. I feel like that is what Star Fox needs, and I don't think Nintendo has the wherewithal to do it.
No, they don't.
I agree.
They shouldn't. Get on it.
They should.
They should. They absolutely should. That is. Listen,
He's
is
going
it
down to
raining?
Earth.
I hear you're raining.
Yes,
Some
it's
of
pouring
not,
down here.
It's not here, but yeah, I hear it. That's okay. It's nice. It's soothing.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah,
relaxing.
I agree with you, Delvin. I see the vision.
She agrees with every aspect of it, even fucking Slippy.
I do.
Jesus.
See?
Lord of mercy. Oof.
G-Man wants to
I
know.
want it,
Choose.
and I don't want it.
Swiftly moving on, G-Man wants us to choose a team of Nintendo characters that can make a football team. Guys, I just did my football draft for the second year in a row. My dad helped me.
Yeah.
I am very upset with my friend Callie. She took Travis Kelce in the first round
Think you
just
retire?
because she knew what? No, Jason Kelce retired.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the
Yeah,
difference.
Jason was side.
Jason Kelsey's on the Eagles. Travis Kelce is Taylor Swift's beau on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
And
one retired?
she took him, Jason Kelce,
Gotcha.
on the
That's
Eagles.
the cool one. The one who wants to party all the time.
I do love Jason Kelce. He is royalty in the Philadelphia area. Him and his wife. It's great. Anyway, she took Travis Kelce in the first round just to hurt me. Anyone
That's
who does
cold-blooded.
football knows you don't take
good
Travis
friends.
Kelce.
It's good stuff.
I was very
Yeah,
upset.
I like it.
That is. That's what Donnie would do to me.
She
That
If Donnie
energy,
knew
yeah,
somebody I like, he would
100%.
take it immediately, even if he hated the person.
She doesn't even like Taylor Swift or the Chiefs.
I wouldn't
Like-
even play
like-
them. Just sit them on the bench the whole
Yeah.
year.
like if we had a WWE draft, Donnie's picking Cody Rhodes first round, first pick, just to fuck with me.
And then I would brag about how I'm going to try to beat everybody without a first round pick.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm not even playing my first
You
round
would.
pick.
You
I would 100%.
Yes, he would.
Whatever. Anyway, I don't know any characters that would be good football players. Maybe
Charge and Chuck.
Well,
that's the first one I was gonna say, Charge and
obviously.
Chuck.
That's an easy one.
Offensive lineman.
We need a Mario fucking football game. Get it together,
We should
Nintendo.
have been got one.
Yeah, this should have been done a long time ago. I love the idea. You get Nintendo, you get Mario, you get Luigi. Oh man, the Bowser team. Absolutely am I going the Bowser team.
Okay, I like it.
Mm-hmm. All the Koopa kids. Damn wizard. Awesome.
Can Donkey Kong be like
Donkey
like
Kong
a
would be a beast.
blocker? What is that position?
I'm putting
where
Donkey
you're
Kong a fullback.
tight end or
out
fullback?
of
That's
the
what I was
way.
just thinking.
Get out of the
Donkey
way.
Kong fullback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fullback.
Donkey Kong on defense. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Like Brian Urlacher out there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Who would be a
Who
good
would be-
quarterback?
Yeah, I was just gonna say who's a good arm.
Birdo.
Oh, just shoot it out of her nose.
That would be dope,
I like it.
actually. That's
I like
really
it.
good.
Yes.
And then who else? I was gonna say Luigi.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of getting like Luigi death stare cutscenes as he's throwing the ball.
I like it.
You know, like I like that idea, but there's got to be somebody else that's better. I mean, Donkey Kong wouldn't be bad. He does throw stuff a lot.
Samus?
Ooh, so I was always thinking Mario, thinking like Mario sports games. If you could rope in everybody,
Yeah.
I really do wish Nintendo would bring in more folks into their sports games.
They should. Why not?
They don't
You
mind doing
own
it.
them.
They did it for Kart and they did it for Smash, but for whatever reason, they can't do that for Mario Party and Mario sports games.
Could like Kirby be like a kicker or something? Like who's got big feet? Who's a good kicker?
Big, good
I
kicker.
feel like they'd make like Daisy the kicker or something. You know,
They would.
they
That'd
would,
be whack.
wouldn't they? They absolutely would.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know any others. I don't know enough about football positions either.
I would imagine you would only have like 2 linemen, 2 receivers, a running back. Well, I'm thinking like blitz.
Yeah.
You know, something smaller. Let's see here. Shy Guy is the kicker.
That's a good
Okay.
one.
Shy Guy kicks.
Waluigi, receiver.
Yeah.
He's tall.
Yeah. So I got Birdo QB1. Who is our second quarterback?
It probably
This
has
is
to be
why
Mario,
they've never made the game.
because Mario's so generic. You're like,
Hammer
here you
Bro.
go.
Hammer
Ooh.
Bro.
Well, they're
'Cause
both
he's throwing
on the bad
hammers.
side, but they're both no. We need a good.
Hammer Bro is like Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
throw
I'm
it
just gonna
like
go
5
Luigi then.
yards.
It's got to be Luigi.
Do any
Can't be
other
Toad.
Nintendo characters are
I
they
mean,
good at
Peach.
throwing things?
Peach?
Link?
Can Peach throw?
No.
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
we should put Link in there somewhere. Oh,
He has
Yoshi,
the-
because he throws eggs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, there you go. Yoshi.
Perfect. I'm literally looking at I typed in Mario characters, and I'm looking at a list of them, and Yoshi's not on here. I'm like, I got Dry Bones, I got EGAD, I got Millennium Star, I got all this.
he throws the eggs.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoshi Birdo quarterback. You have the Mario characters and the Bowser characters around them. That's good. I love it. I'm here for
There we
it.
go. We have a team.
Do it.
We did it.
Nintendo.
John 32 wants to know, with all the Echoes of Wisdom hype, some have forgotten that we've already had playable Zelda in the Hyrule Warriors franchise.
That is true.
Facts.
He wants to know,
awesome.
do you think we'll be able to play as Zelda in whatever the next 3D Zelda title is? He wants to know, do you think Nintendo could be testing the waters with Echoes of Wisdom, and it will depend on how this game is received?
Something that I do want to know, maybe after Echoes of Wisdom comes out, is several years ago, when we were waiting on the release of Tears of the Kingdom, there was a moment in time where everybody was convinced that a character we saw was Zelda. And Link had the hair a little longer, and they were like, it's
Mhm.
Zelda.
That was that was big discourse at the time.
And AG was like, interesting. Why does everybody want this to be Zelda? And I would love to know now if at that time they were already developing Echoes of Wisdom, or at that time is that when they decided to make a game where Zelda is the character?
Huh.
I would love to know, like, which one is it? Like, were you
That's a good
already going
question.
to make a playable Zelda at this time, at this moment in time, when you said this? Or
Wait, are you
was-
talking about when people were speculating it for Tears of the Kingdom? Because I remember the very first Breath of the Wild trailer that we saw, a lot of people thought that Link looked a little feminine, and they're like, could that be female Link? Could that be Zelda? Could that be not?
True.
You know? So
Yeah.
I feel like it's been going on for even longer than that.
I just don't think he addressed it, but he did in Tears of the Kingdom. I remember that somebody interviewed him, and they asked him directly, and he was like, "That's very interesting that everybody thinks that that's Zelda. Why does everybody want to play as Zelda?" It was almost like it almost like poured water, and people are like, "Oh, these lame," and then here we come a few years later, Zelda game.
Here's Zelda.
And
Yeah.
And do you
and
think he approached Grezzo and was like, make a Zelda game where
I
Zelda's
kinda
the main
do.
character?
I kind of feel like all of that buzz then and there was like, maybe we should try this.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
In which case, maybe, depending on how this game does, maybe they do think about something like this. Now, I don't think they would do. I don't think. I do think we'll get a 3D game. I think we may get a part of a 3D game where you play as Zelda. But is that going to be the whole game?
I don't think so.
that'll happen.
That's where I would.
I don't think this is testing the waters. I think this is they're going to do it, so this is how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
not
Yes.
in a big 3D game. They're going to do it with Grezzo making it top down, not like this huge risk for them to take where this is their only big game in 8 years.
What's
I
more
think-
likely is if this does well, we'll get more of these. And
Yeah.
expand on
If this does well,
Yeah.
I think we're going to get another one, and it's going to be a co-op game
Ooh,
where you can play as Link and Zelda,
that'd be cool.
Ooh, that,
and you could play co-op. You could play together.
I'd like that.
It'd be nice
Every
for couples.
time they test the waters with things, I feel like it doesn't always keep going.
Zelda Dungeon really hurt her.
Yeah, it did, Donnie. That's exactly what I was thinking of. It really hurt me to the core.
I know you. Like you could tell, it's still there deep down.
Questmaster is very fun.
I gotta play that.
Yeah. But no, I think this is our Zelda.
I don't mind the idea of like at least not forever, but at least maybe going forward for the next couple. I wouldn't mind if this is like the 2D offset. If 3D Zelda game replays Link, 2D Zelda game replays Zelda. I love that back and forth. It's neat.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. Super Meta Boy asks, why Nintendo?
What a question.
Why Nintendo?
Why Nintendo?
Who Nintendo?
It's honestly the inflection. It's why Nintendo or why Nintendo? Like those are very different questions.
Why Nintendo? Why?
Yeah. Super Metal Boy really jacks from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah. What is Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Why is Gamora?
What a great movie.
I like their franchises. I like Zelda, and I like Animal Crossing, and I like Splatoon, and I like Metroid, and I like WarioWare, and I've consistently liked those, and most of them have not decreased in quality over the years, and they make me smile and happy with sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Dev hates that answer.
Sorry, Dev.
Yes, absolutely. Nintendo's just kind of that warm blanket. I feel like it's always been there, always will be there for you. It always gives you quality. Even if you don't like the certain systems they come out with, like, I can never doubt and question the quality of Nintendo games. That Nintendo stamp of approval, that seal of approval kind of meant something. And it's even though it's not officially on the games now, it's still kind of high quality. Like a Nintendo, even when their games aren't great,
Peach?
they're still pretty good. This is pretty good. Like, this isn't like awful. You know what I mean? So Nintendo just feels like it's always going to be there. Like, it's not a slight. Like McDonald's. Yeah. It's good. McDonald's is good. I like McDonald's being there. I always know when I go get a quarter pounder with cheese, it's going to taste like a quarter pounder with cheese. I know that Zelda, Mario, anytime those games coming out, they're going to be Zelda and Mario, and they're going to be great, and I'm going to love them.
Yes. It's very consistent.
Yes.
You can trust
That's
it to be high quality. You can trust it to not be like absolutely broken glitch mess like a lot of games.
Exactly.
Like they
That
aside
Pokemon
from
remake.
I was gonna say aside from Pokemon, which is,
Yeah, we all have
if you
one.
think about it, which
Yeah.
is not really Nintendo. It's not
Yeah,
Nintendo
that's like
developed.
Nintendo cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can trust that it's gonna come out in very high
Did they ever fix
quality.
that? Like, I kind of want to go back to it and give it another try.
They fixed some things,
Maybe.
but
I've
I
been
don't
kind
think you'll be satisfied.
I've been kind of
No,
itching
you
for a
won't be.
Pokemon game lately.
Just wait to Switch 2.
Play the ROM hacks like I've been doing on my phone. I'm playing Anniversary Crystal. There's a new one that just came out. What's it called?
Sea Glass and Emerald.
Sea Glass Emerald. Google it. Look at the art style.
Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe
Look
I
at
should.
Sea
Maybe
Glass
the
Emerald.
answer is to just go back instead of trying to find like.
I'm
to
gonna
go
send
back.
you a picture of this.
My answer, I'm going to try to make it somewhat succinct. This week on PSVG, we got asked a question. What was like the game that gave you like your first like wow moment? Like the game that like changed the way. My
Great
answer
question.
was and forever will be Ocarina of Time.
Mhm.
Ocarina of Time completely changed the way I even thought about video games and like not what they were, but what they could be. I never seen things like Ocarina of Time at the time. And ever since then, I've had a love affair with the Zelda franchise, and they've done this to me multiple times. I fell in love with Wind Waker, and then I fell in love with Twilight, and I fell in love with Breath of the Wild, and Link Between Worlds, and so many in between. So for me, almost first and foremost, it is a Zelda thing. But the Zelda thing was a gateway into the Donkey Kong thing and the Mario thing and the Pokemon thing and everything else. So yeah, I love those franchises. I've also loved their systems. I think my many years here doing this, you'll see me go to bat really hard for the 64 and the GameCube and of course the Wii U, which was incredible.
Mhm.
And I do love seeing now that it's completely discontinued and taken away, at least some people finding it now. I hate that it took that's what it took for people, but I am a part of the Wii U on Reddit, and I can't tell you the amount of times, like every week I open up a new thread where somebody's like, I just got this thing and it's awesome. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Because that was the thing. It was a really tough sell to people at like face value when you see it. But if you could just put your hands on it and try it, like it would sell you on it. It was really good.
Mhm. I sent you a couple of pictures of Sea Glass Emerald in Discord. You should just check that out at your leisure.
1,000% Captain Awesome. Ocarina is timeless. Oh, this is great.
I think a lot of Ocarina holds up to this day, except for the controls. I think the controls are garbage, and they need to remake it with better controls.
You got 3DS?
I don't think those controls are the best they can
Oh,
be.
really? I
Really?
love the 3DS copy. I love the 3DS copy.
I mean, I
game
love
was
it
good.
because I grew up with it and I played it a lot, but I think going to it today, if you have never played it before, it's tough.
I'm just a sucker for Zelda on two screens.
Me too. Me too.
I think I would rather play every Zelda game that way.
I think it's unacceptable to play a game like that in this day and age and not have a fully rotating camera.
Could see that. I guess maybe you're right. That's never been something because
Well, we grew up with it. We're used to it.
Right.
But
'Cause I
that
have
concept
played-
is so old and gone.
Like
now.
I bought the
It's
64
targeting.
controller for NSO, and Ocarina on NSO is pretty great. So, but it does if you have that controller. Ocarina without that controller is not so great.
Mhm.
And that's just a mapping issue. Like you can fix it yourself, but the Nintendo should have done better. I'll give them that. They should have done better with those.
Oh, Rodrigo wants to know, is Nintendo showing too much echoes of wisdom because they are afraid people are not getting enough excited for the game? They even showed a huge plot twist in the last trailer. I don't think they needed to show that. I don't think they needed to show that end after the logo. That could have been a surprise.
I agree. But I think they're just trying to sell this game because I think they know that some people, when you say, we have a Zelda game coming out, much like the Peach games, can be a little bit tougher to sell. So they're trying to show you, like, no, this is a really great game. And I think this is just them saying they're standing on business. Like, this is the game that's going to be really good.
They are, and
You
I
should
feel
play
like
this.
Donnie is proof because a few minutes ago he just talked about how he went from, I'm going to get it because I love Zelda, this will be cool, to I'm really excited, I'm clearing my schedule. And how many
Exactly.
people are like that, but maybe they started with, I don't really know if I'm going to pick this up day one, and then went to, I'm going to definitely get this.
'Cause
I
that-
feel like
especially
you
since
have to
that,
show things.
Peach game came out.
Yeah.
I wasn't all that into Link's Awakening. It wasn't my favorite, especially the remake. And so when I first saw this one, I was like, okay, this is what they're doing. And then they've definitely turned me around on it. This thing that I would say is what kind of how we've started the show, what we've talked about for weeks. There is a whole world that exists in video games outside of Nintendo right now, and that world is popping.
Mhm.
There's Astrobot and there's Space Marine and there's Shadows and there's a lot of things right now fighting for attention. And I think maybe this marketing is aimed at making sure that people don't forget that there's a Zelda game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And this Zelda game is more than what at least what I thought maybe it was going to be.
Because then
There's
you're
a
going to
lot.
get people talking about it. You're going to get
It's a big Zelda game.
You're going to get Forrest Manish on
Yes.
Twitter screaming about how, great this is going to be. Look at, there's a Lionel, guys. Look, you can sleep during a boss battle on a bed.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it creates that hype.
The moment you saw the sword, I was like, dude, fucking let's go. And it's like, exactly.
Don't think that the sword fighting form is going to, I don't think that's as big of a spoilery-ish kind of thing that people think, like, oh my god, they spoiled that you get a sword, because you get it really early.
Yeah, it's a gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, that I was just happy to see it confirmed. Like, am I going to be conjuring beds for 20 hours? No, I can actually still use a sword. Like I wanted, and I said this from the get-go, I wanted Zelda to have some agency, not just be like a mage.
Yeah.
Like I still wanted her to be able to kick ass too. So I was just really happy by the announcement. The Dark Link thing or the Link thing or whatever that is, that didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
I thought that added a lot of intrigue because of what we talked about. I saw it and it was like, honestly, when I saw it, I was like, that's Dark Link. That's cool. And then seeing people like, that's Link and it's a spoiler, I was like, now I'm like, is it Link?
That's
we don't
true.
know.
They
We don't know the
show
context.
too much. They didn't show
So
too
now
much.
I'm interested in knowing actually what is happening here. Who is that? Why is that?
Mhm.
So I'm jazzed. Absolutely. And I'm going to have to move the back half of my September and October plans around now. For sure.
Good. I'm glad you're on
And-
board.
And I have no idea how long this game is, but like if it's long, it's long, it's going to fuck up my whole fall. Because
I
watching
think
me
this
play
will
this thing
be-
all the way through October.
This will be a game like, Tears of the Kingdom, where you can you can get as much out of it as you put into it. Like if you, decide to just use one or two of the echo clones, to get your way through, and you just go from point A to point B to point C without doing like the side stuff, because it looked like there's lots of mini games in between, lots of side characters and side quests. I feel like you can go right through the game probably within like 10 hours, like a normal Zelda game, or you can probably poke around and do a lot of things and try to find lots of echoes and find creative ways to get through it. And I think you can probably get a lot of time out of it if you take your time.
I think Link Between Worlds took me a bit to play.
Yeah.
It was a pretty lengthy
Yeah,
game.
because there's depth to it.
Yeah. And I'm looking at this one and I'm like, this has got to be way bigger than that.
Yeah, looks it. Sage of Lanlan asks, any of y'all play or hear of Super Mario Eclipse yet? I'm setting it up on my GameCube today. GC Loader mod, and I'm stoked for more Sunshine content. I saw Josh watch a trailer of this on his stream yesterday. I don't
I got
really know
recommended,
much about it, but
A playthrough. Somebody was playing this a few days ago. I saw it too. I don't know anything about it. I saw it. I watched it for like 20 seconds. It looks cool, but I don't do a lot of like the ROM hacks and stuff, as evident by me not playing apparently these Pokemon games you speak of. But also, it'd be really hard for me to play Sunshine again,
Can
like in
I-
any form.
can I read the description for people who did not hear about this?
Absolutely.
The much anticipated revisit to Delfino, finally here after a 4-year wait. A journey of pure wonder. 120 returning shrines from the game you know and love have been altered for a unique open world play experience with enhanced story elements that keep you engaged along the way. There's 3 playable characters, new movement mechanics, improved game engine, new and remixed boss fights, original soundtrack, new stories with hand animated cutscenes, and massive reward for 100% completion.
Wow.
That's cool. Very cool.
Just you lost me with Sunshine.
A lot of people love Sunshine, and I think this is really great for them.
Love.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm
Josh
not gonna say
loves Sunshine. Like seriously,
The
there's a
Majora
community.
of the Mario Kingdom.
There's-
Love is a strong word.
Right.
Like I love my kids. I don't know. I love these motherfuckers.
Sunshine may be like the most like Mario game I'd be least likely to revisit.
I think you guys are harsh on it. It's not that bad.
It's okay. I like
I
it.
would much rather play Ocarina. or Mario 60. Give me any one of those 64 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Tell us how it is, Sage of Lon Lon. Let us know when you played it. I want to hear more. Last question from TPR says, I tried to play the new Zelda at PAX West, but the line was so long that Nintendo locked me away from getting in.
Wow.
What line experience for you was totally worth it?
I didn't know who you
My
were,
my friend Mary played it at PAX West. I don't know if she might have had a Zelda Universe Media badge though. I'm sorry that you didn't get to play it, TPR. Just think it'll be that much sweeter when you get to play it in 26 days.
No, they knew who he was. Like, we know you. You can't play this game.
I waited in line with Mary to play Cult of the Lamb before it came out. I didn't want to play it. I was just waiting for her. I was waiting with her.
Did you tell them that?
Play it.
Did you tell them? Are you ready to play? No, I'm not playing this.
No. I was standing with Mary just to keep her company because we waited for like 4 hours to play. And then we get to the front of the line, and they didn't take media appointments, by the way, because we both tried to get in with our media badges. And we get to very close to the front of the line, like one person in front of us, and they come up to us and they're like, we have a really important journalist who wants to come play this. They're like from a major outlet, you know, and so we wanted to know if like they could come in front of you. We'll give you some swag if we do, if that's okay. And we're like, okay, fine. It was one more person. And they ended up giving us free t-shirts. Yay. Because they were cool with it. But
you should pull. Do you know who I am, bitch?
I tried, but they didn't let it. They were not
like,
taking
who?
media appointments. So this was like, this must have been like a huge,
Yeah.
you
Like,
know, I don't know what they were.
Have you heard Nintendo Shack?
How dare you?
God damn it. How dare you?
There are dozens of
know.
us.
But
We are certainly, most importantly, one of the best 38 Nintendo podcasts in the world right now.
I think, didn't I get you a shirt from that? I think that's how I got your shirt.
Yeah, you did.
I sent
Yeah.
you one. I'm like, can I get another one? Because, and then they're
Much
like,
bigger. Much
Yeah.
bigger one. Bigger.
Yeah,
She's like, they're like, XL? Bigger.
No, bigger.
What?
Keep
They're
going.
like, why do you want this shirt this big?
Oh.
She's like, I just really like big shirts. Like,
It needs to look like a beach towel.
I got what I could, okay? I mean, I guess that was worth it because I got a free shirt. I didn't play Cult of the Lamb though, but Mary did. I don't know. I don't like long lines.
who
It
does?
does. I've never been in a low line like, oh, this is a great thing. Like,
I
this-
have a lot of great stories about lines, but a lot of them involve me jumping to the front of the line. Like the people you encounter, Rebecca. I've been escorted. I got escorted to the front of the line to meet Suda. I put Chalfie at the front of the line to get Ashley Johnson's autograph, and I had a whole, like, that was a multi-city operation to pull that one off. Because here's the thing, I am notorious for hating lines. I know everybody does, but like, I won't wait in line at all. I'll leave. I'm just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And my wife knows that. That's why I hate traveling. That's why I'm just like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. The only time I've actually waited like in line and sat there was at Music Midtown many years ago. My wife and I were a lot younger. I wanted to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers like front row,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I don't think I ever could have afforded nor have been like getting the opportunity to like buy that ticket because they always sell so fast and they always cost so much. But at this Music Midtown, I could be there if I just got there first and stayed there. And I waited in line to get in, and I was there at like dawn. And then we
Nice.
got to the front of the stage, and I stayed there the whole day. It rained.
What if you had to pee?
I didn't.
Pee in a cup.
I stood there. It rained twice. I sat there, and it was great, actually. I got to see the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I got to see the Arctic Monkeys. It was a lot of fun, but I stayed there all day. My friend that went with me, he was like, that's crazy. I'm going to go because there's like 4 stages. He's like, I'm going to go see this other band. He wanted to go see Blink 182 somewhere and somewhere over here. And I was like, yeah, I'm not. I want to be I want to be here. I want one experience in my life where I'm right there. And I was like, I'm going to stay here to do it. And my wife, she's such a trooper. She was there with me. We sat there all day.
Nice.
And by the time my friend came back, by the Chili Peppers took the stage, he told me he was probably 300 rows of people behind us. Like he was
oh my
way
God,
back there.
Yeah.
All he's seeing is just people in front of him, around him. But we were there. I was right there, front center, like talking to the security guard, seeing the stage right in front of me, right there, saw the whole concert.
That is worth it.
Was
I wish
worth
I had
it.
a
I would
Taylor
never
Swift
do it
story
again,
like that.
but I did it once, and it was worth it to do it one time.
I would do that for Taylor Swift. I waited in a virtual line on my work laptop for 8 hours to try to get Eras Tour tickets. And I did not get in because they were all sold out by the time I got through the line. I went home and I cried.
It's a bummer.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And that was with pre-sale tickets. I signed up for the verified fan pre-sale.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting tickets at the end, so it all worked out.
My favorite line stories are all the ones, because I go to AMC a lot. So I got the AMC Stubbs premiere.
You're one of those folks that walk by everybody.
Yep, and it's fucking great.
That's
Where
so
all
good.
those slubs are waiting to get their goddamn popcorn. I go to the premiere access line, and they call me. They're like, "Why is he coming in front of us?" Yeah, somebody. I don't get it. They be looking so heated. It makes my day every time.
Love it.
This long ass line going almost out the theater waiting to buy popcorn. I just walk in the little premiere line like, huh?
Oh, I heard about the Oasis ticket sale yesterday. I heard it was horrible.
That's gonna
Yeah, I
be
heard
insane.
about it.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching on YouTube. I can't wait to see it. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. Like, absolutely not.
Ticketmaster needs to be broken
Burnt
apart, burned down. Yeah.
Start anew.
Yep.
Seems like it.
Yep.
Goddamn scam.
Mm-hmm. Well, TPR, you'll get to play it
$39.
soon. You'll get to play Zelda soon. Don't worry that you didn't get to play it at PAX West. I hope you had fun at PAX West regardless.
I wish these
Nah, you
events
won't
would
play
get. I wish these companies would get around to like making the demos and stuff that are on kiosks like available to people.
Just
You've been saying that.
Because then you wouldn't
Just
have
make
to
it
have
just-
the line. You could have people bring their Switches. You'd be like, "Hey, we just put the demo out. It's
Mhm.
available
Yeah,
for
just here
2
you go."
days. We're going to take
Yeah.
the demo away." I don't understand. You know, they're all. I do understand. The developers like, "Well, we have to ready the demo, and we're scared." It's like, but you're already doing it.
you're doing the
Just
same
do it a
thing.
little bit more. Like, just
Yeah,
plan a
you'll
little
have
bit more
people
for this.
playing it. More people playing it, and more people give feedback on it.
Well, I just think
Yeah.
it'd be much better for the venue, for the events. How much better would that be for PAX if you're like, hey, man, how many more people would be paying attention for PAX if, like, imagine PAX East comes out and you don't know what demos are going to be available, and then they announce it like the day that the event starts. We've
That'd be
got
cool.
this. If like that would be super fun, and people and like it just seems like I don't get it.
And you
I really
And you
don't.
can download it to your Switch.
Make
right now.
and if you're that upset about it about security, then make it a streaming demo. Let people connect and let them stream the demo. But like
That'd be cool.
putting people in 1,000-person lines to play a demo of something is insane.
Yeah.
I would never do that. I would do the worst at E3. I would look at the lines and be like, I'm leaving.
But they probably want to do that because they can see, there you can see how much demand there is for that game. People are like, "Oh my god, what is this long line for?" Oh, Echoes of Wisdom. Like maybe I should be interested in this. While other lines like don't have as many people. Like it's the demand.
That's where you'd
for
find
it.
me. Over in the clock tower
Yeah.
line. Like I would just go to whatever the smallest line is all
But
day.
I feel like that's
Goddamn
like an
right.
important part of like their marketing.
And that's me at,
showing
like-
people, you
That's
gotta
why I don't go to
consider that.
amusement parks. I'm telling you, like this is just like a no. I'm not just standing around. I feel like such a waste. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this.
I go amusing parks in the morning.
Yeah, same.
First thing in the morning,
Where
I
all the
pay.
kids are.
I pay so I can park my car in the front. Fuck all that. So by the time news hits, I'm gone. I've been
Yeah.
on every ride. Didn't have to wait no lines. Perfect day.
Yep.
I guess noon. You're done. Like, yeah, I'm done. It's over. It's over. Nah, all that waiting shit. Nah,
I get it.
I'm an important person. Got time
Yeah.
for that.
And I'm not. If I'm going to waste my time, I'd rather waste it on my own. Like on my own, I want to waste it on my phone watching TikTok. Like I want to waste time on my own time. Not you're not standing in this line. There's people
4
rubbing
hours.
elbows and shit. Like I went to MomoCon, it was miserable. I remember waiting in line for Troy Baker's autograph, and some dude almost took my book out of my hand because he
What?
wanted to see it. He was like, "Oh, what's that?" And like, so I was like, we're about to throw down here this line, like, you know, like I'm not that into people, man. I just don't.
Yeah,
I
me
just don't.
neither.
I just don't.
Yeah.
You know, the Suda 51 was like the perfect treatment. So I know the police chief over the venue, and I was like, yo, I need this autograph. I need to get it. He was like, oh yeah, we'll put you in the front of the line. I got a police escort to the front of the line. Just like Rebecca. Rebecca's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Goddamn right.
100%. And I got my autograph and I left before anything else happened. I went right back out. I was like, all right, I'm leaving. Bye guys. Have fun. Dipped out the back door.
Very good.
Goddamn right. That's how you do it.
I think that's it, guys.
Fun show.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Echoes of Wisdom. You have no idea. I'm going to be unbearable.
I love it.
That's
the best part.
It is.
It's been a while. It's been too long since we've been like that.
I'm not playing anything like really not right now, anything new. I want to play Cassette Beast before things start picking up.
Sure.
Because I have that, kind of high on my priority backlist.
You better hurry.
Backlog right now. I know. I know.
Astro's right
happening. I know.
Astro's right there. Then Plucky Squire.
Oh, stop it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to start happening.
Super Mario. Like, it's all starting to happen.
It's all coming.
So you better get on it.
Okay. I'll do it. Yeah. We will catch you next week. And anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
No.
Fuck you, Catapug.
There it is.
There we go. See you next week, Koopalings. Have a good week.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?